Good evening and welcome to the program Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, a program that gives you up-to-date information about Nigeria's agricultural sector. I am your regular host, Gabriel Ojile. Healthcare for animals is very vital because animal products are consumed on a daily basis. And if what is consumed is not healthy, it would naturally not be healthy for humans. To this end, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has taken some drastic measures to curtail animal diseases in Nigeria. In this episode of the program, we shall review the efforts of the ministry in collaboration with other stakeholders in 2022 to ensure the consumption of healthy animal products. But before then, we have news from the diary of the ministry. Stay tuned.
Ensure that we provide the necessary policy direction that will truly position agriculture as the mainstay of our economy.
The federal government is removing obstacles and offering opportunities for self-employment, wealth creation, and food security in the Nigeria's agricultural sector.
Think farming, think agriculture.
Watch Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria.
In our diary tonight, Agric Ministry to enhance cashew value chain. Also, Coconut Association to collaborate with Agric Ministry to enhance production.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development will have a policy document that will enhance cashew production and processing before the end of the first quarter of 2023. The chairman of the National Cashew Value Chain Working Committee, Roland Ora, disclosed this when he led members of the committee to brief the Honorable Minister of Agriculture in Abuja. Roland stated that the committee was set up by the ministry last year to develop a roadmap that would enhance cashew production and processing in Nigeria. He added that cashew has market value of $14 billion and Nigeria is the second largest producer of cashew in Africa, producing 300,000 tons yearly, but the country is nowhere to be reckoned with in the area of value addition. The chairman stated that the committee is working assiduously to present a strategic document in the next 3 months that would increase Nigeria's production capacity from 300,000 tons to 500,000 tons and to also increase value chain activities for the crop.
I also want to thank you for the achievements, in supporting the cashew sector. Several, training programs have been conducted across the states, and seeds have been given to farmers free of charge. We're going to build on that. I want to commit ourselves to let you know that in the next 3 months, Honorable Minister, in the next 3 months, we're going to have the cashew strategic document ready, and that will also include the policy segment that will be driven by the Ministry of Trade and Investment. So we'll have one document with policy and strategy to achieve the policy so that we can take our country into the kernels market and take a share of the $14 billion kernels business.
Reacting to the briefing of the committee, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, stated that the ministry will support the development of the fruit and ensure that Nigeria does not only produce but process the fruit towards adding value to it and tapping from the $14 billion market value.
We must improve the production of the raw cashew to take place of the number one and become number one. With that, we are inching towards capturing as much as we can of that $14 billion market. But then fundamentally also is the capacity to process this cashew into various different value chains. Every time we export anything raw out of the country, we are really exporting quite a bit of the earning that we are supposed to have. We're exporting jobs out, we're exporting wealth out of the country. This is why we must make sure that whatever collaboration we will do with any country is to build our capacity to process raw anything. And then let us be the one to decide how much of that raw we will export.
In an effort to enhance the production of coconut in Nigeria, the National Coconut Development and Propagation Initiative recently sought for collaboration with Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to grow coconut organically. The team leader of the association, Eugene Hyacinth Osai, stated that coconut has a lot of economic value for the nation and the union needs the collaboration of the ministry to enhance its production.
We want to pursue organic production of coconut production. How do we intend to achieve this? We want to collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. We want to collaborate with states and local government, community heads, landowners, and farmers. We want to cooperate with national agencies, institutions, and organized private sectors. We want to have coordination with the existing association. We know we have NACOPMAN, National Association of Coconut Producers, Processors, and Marketers Association of Nigeria. We want to collaborate with them, have a coordination with them. Multipurpose cooperative societies in our communities, NGOs, and then farming clusters. We will also have to undertake a connection with finance institutions, human capital, research, technology, and the global market as well.
Reacting to the request of the association, the Minister of State, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Honorable Mustapha Baba Shehuri, pledged the ministry's support for the association.
The ministry will support you.
Thank you very much, sir.
The ministry will support you, will give you all the assistance needed.
Thank you.
I'll cooperate with you.
The animal subsector of the Nigeria agricultural sector is confronted with different animal diseases, which, if left unchecked, can affect human lives and bring about huge economic losses to livestock farmers. To tackle the challenges in the subsector, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, in collaboration with other stakeholders, carried out some major activities in 2022 to promote animal health. One of it was the launching of the strategic documents for the control of transboundary animal diseases. Let's recap this event and what it means to Nigeria.
Nigeria is blessed with different livestock and farm animals such as cows, sheep, goats, pigs, camels, donkeys, poultry, birds, among others, which are a huge economic resource to the nation. But these animals are threatened by transboundary animal diseases, TADs. Transboundary animal diseases are contagious or transmissible diseases that affect animals with the potential to spread rapidly. TADs have the potential to cause the death of animals and negatively affect the nation's economy and public health nationally and internationally if left unchecked. During the launch of Strategic Document for the Control of Transboundary Animal Diseases held in Abuja in 2022, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, who was represented by the Minister of Health, Osagi Ehanire, spoke more about the negative effects of these diseases.
The transboundary animal diseases are among the most economically devastating on livestock in West and Central African sub-region. In Nigeria, it is responsible for more than 29 billion naira losses annually in livestock subsector through mortality, morbidity, and trade restriction on Nigeria occasioned by the endemicity of some of these diseases in our country. The federal government recognizes the key role the livestock industry plays in the provision of livelihoods for millions of our population in both rural and urban areas through its numerous value chain.
While delivering a keynote address, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development shed more light on the potentials of livestock in Nigeria.
Livestock production serves as means of livelihood and provides economic, food and nutrition security. especially for our youth and women who are majorly keeping small ruminants such as sheep and goat. The country's livestock population is estimated at 22,378,374 cattle, 53,061,143 sheep, 99,879,799 goats, 9,299,563 pigs, and over 425 million poultry. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are all aware, our population in Nigeria is currently estimated at over 200 million and projected to increase to over 250 million within just about 2 decades. This scenario of rapid increase in population will eventually lead to increased demand for food, including those of animal origin. Therefore, to meet up with increasing demand for animal protein and byproduct, there is the need to maximize the production and productivity of livestock. It is against this backdrop and the need to adopt a holistic approach to mitigate the challenges of endemic, emerging, and re-emerging threats that my ministry, through the Department of Veterinary and Pest Control Services, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, developed and validated the national strategic plans for the control of and eradication of major transboundary diseases such as contagious bovine pleuropneumonia, that is the CBPP, African trypanosomiasis, tick-borne diseases, foot and mouth diseases in cattle, PSD petit ruminant in sheep and goats, and also African swine in pigs, and the Newcastle disease in chickens, among others.
The 7 documents unveiled will serve as a roadmap to be used by the federal, state and local governments, development partners, donor agencies and the veterinarians to prevent, manage and eradicate animal diseases such as trypanosomiasis, tick-borne diseases, foot and mouth disease, pest petit ruminant disease, among others.
Health Center in Kano.
The minister called for collaboration among the levels of government and stakeholders to implement the documents. Also speaking at the event, the Director of Veterinary Services in Plateau State, Shasiat Sipak, who represented all commissioners of agriculture, pledged the support of all the commissioners in the implementation of the policy document in their various states.
I would like to say that we commissioners of the state, I am speaking the mind of my own commissioner. And since I'm representing the commissioners of Nigeria, of the states in this country, I know they have their forum. And if they meet, that is going to likely be their own unanimous position. We are going to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and after studying the document, and it is our own intention and plan that we will follow the strategic plan to the letter.
The documents include National Strategic Document for the Control and Eradication of Pest petit ruminants (PPR) in Nigeria, National Strategic Document for the Control and Eradication of Trypanosomiasis and Tick-borne Diseases in Nigeria, National Strategic Document for the Control and Eradication of Foot and Mouth Diseases (FMD) in Nigeria, National Strategic Document for the Control and Eradication of Rabies in Nigeria, among others.
The program is Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, and we are reviewing some of the events of 2022 with a focus on efforts of government towards promoting animal and human health. Earlier on, we looked at the launch of 7 strategic documents in 2022 to curb transboundary animal diseases. In our next segment, we will recap the flag-off ceremony of vaccination of animals against transboundary animal diseases and the sensitization of stakeholders to prevent abuse of antimicrobial drugs in animals. Keep watching.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, during the period under review, flagged off a vaccination campaign against transboundary animal disease for the safety of animals and human beings. The vaccination will prevent the spread of animal diseases such as CBPP, foot and mouth diseases, African soil fever, among other diseases that affect animals and can also pass from animals to humans.
Improve animal health care.
During the flag-off ceremony of the campaign in Abuja for the North Central Zone, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, said the importance of the livestock subsector cannot be overemphasized, and the ministry over the years has remained committed to animal vaccinations. Abubakar added that the vaccination exercise will go around the country as the ministry has procured a large quantity of vaccines.
As we flag off this campaign for the North Central Zone today, I am delighted to inform you all that currently the ministry has procured 4,148,000 doses of CBPP vaccines, 15,479,500 doses of PPR vaccines, 2 million doses of FMD vaccines, and 3 million doses of the Newcastle disease vaccines for allocation to the 36 states of the Federation and FCT based on request.
During the flag-off, the Minister of State, Federal Capital Territory, Honorable Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary FCT, Olushade Adeshola, appreciated the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development as well as development partners for helping the containment of animal diseases in the FCT.
I would also like to acknowledge that the donation of 47,000 doses of vaccine and a fully equipped veterinary center at Kuje by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has further strengthened our capacity to combat animal diseases in the FCT. Let us thank the Minister of Agri for this wonderful support.
The representative of Miete Allah Cattle Breeders Association also commended the efforts of the ministry and pledged the support of their members in the vaccination exercise.
Really appreciate it, and we are very, very grateful, and we sincerely commend you. We thank you most sincerely, most especially our dear President, General Muhammadu Buhari, who has made his administrations very, very liable to the economy, to the agricultural development in this country. We sincerely appreciate you.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, organized a sensitization workshop for livestock farmers and butchers on the use of antimicrobial drugs on animals. Antimicrobial drugs or substances are meant to either kill or reduce the growth of disease-causing microorganisms such as bacteria and protozoa. If misused, it can affect human response to treatments using antimicrobial drugs. During the sensitization workshop in Karo area of Abuja, the Vice President, Veterinary Council of Nigeria, Dr. Bola Mohammed, stated that when antimicrobial drugs are used on animals, it is expected that such animals should not be sold or killed for consumption until the effects of the drug wear out of the animal.
Our call here is that let us please not indulge in indiscriminate use of antibiotic. Let us please advise farmers not to slaughter animals immediately after use of antibiotics if it is necessary. Let us please look at other instances where we must use laboratory. We must take to the advices of the veterinarians before we advise the use of antimicrobial, antibiotics, antiprotozoans in our animals.
An kawo dabba nan za a yanka, ba ta da lafiya aka ba ta allura ko aka ba ta wayansu magunguna a baki, da Allah a bari sai ta yi kuma sati biyu kafin a yanka ta. Idan ba a yi haka ba, kuma kafin a ba dabba magani da Allah a nemi likitan dabba. Akwai likitocin dabbobi da yawa. A nan Abuja ga babban su nan. Ka gan shi a zaune kuma wannan dan yaron shine babban su, kun kuka neme shi. Amma muna da yawa nan, duk nan da kuka gani likitocin dabbobi ne. In aka nemi likitan dabbobi ya duba ya ga lafiyar dabba. Kar ku je ku ce ai a so tetracycline, a so ja da baki ko ja da menene a ba, a daina yi. Don Allah na san abin da kuke yi. A daina yi. saboda wannan yana bi ya shiga cikin jikin mutum da ya ci naman dabban nan.
The National Center for Disease Control, NCDC, also sensitized butchers on what they need to do before slaughtering the animals, as well as maintain environmental hygiene.
Before you touch these animals, it is essential that you observe some good personal hygiene. And when we talk about personal hygiene, we talk about cleanliness. We talk about hand hygiene. That means you have to wash your hand even before you touch the animal. And then it is also essential that you put on your personal protective equipment. And this equipment is not just to protect you, but to protect the animal from you introducing the organism into the animal or into the meat that you're processing. How do you keep your environment? When you process the meat that you're selling, you need to clean it properly with water and with good detergent, and you also need to disinfect your surfaces. Very, very important. And of course, what we call waste management. When you generate some of the waste that you generate around here, it is important that you process this waste and process them properly. If it's a liquid waste, you know where to channel them, which of course I believe they've told you. And of course, if it's a solid waste, you also know if you're to bury it on a burial site or if you're to also destroy it by burning.
Highlight of the occasion was the conferment of the title of Antimicrobial Resistant Champion on His Royal Highness Sir Karuyi of Karo, Dr. Emmanuel Kyatutu Ayepui, by the Ministry for his contribution to the campaign.
You have been selected to champion this cause based on your publicly recognized antecedents and passion in the campaign for environmental safety and promotion of public health, as well as critical role of cow in the supply of animal products to inhabitants of the FCT. What this means is that from today, you will be one of the leading voices in Nigeria to continuously create awareness, sensitize and mobilize Nigerians against inappropriate use, misuse, overuse and abuse of antimicrobials. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, our partners and relevant stakeholders will always be ready to support you in areas you would need them. It is therefore my pleasure, on behalf of the Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, to most respectfully convey on you the title of an antimicrobial resistant champion.
The traditional ruler appreciated the efforts of the ministry and other stakeholders in the campaign and pledged his support to ensure strict adherence to the proper use of antimicrobial drugs in his domain.
This awareness we are given, with this knowledge you are giving us, I think it will go a very long way and will help me also on how to talk with my people. To help me on how to talk with my people.
One major takeaway for the livestock farmer in all of this is that you don't give antibiotics to your animals without guidance from a veterinarian. And even when you administer antibiotics under the supervision of a veterinarian, such animals should not be sold or killed for consumption until after a minimum of 2 weeks. Well, this is the much you can take on this episode. Join us again next week, same time, same station, for another interesting episode of the program. I am Gabriel Ojile. Enjoy the rest of your night.